right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the PodBrother Show. Yeah, give it up for yourselves for coming out tonight to Skip Town Playhouse right here in Hollywood. There was a little police activity here earlier. I mean, the helicopters and the police and the sirens and the whole 9 yards. Did you guys get a chance to see any of that stuff? Yeah, coming in, it was pretty dramatic. You know, I know the club kind of sits in a little bit of the hood. Michael Pena is always busting my balls about the optics of the club. It's a little scary on the outside, but this is quaint and sexy on the inside. I mean, as you can see, this is a beautiful little setup we have here. And I want to thank Vincenzo, Michelle, and Annie for giving me a comedy home. As a matter of fact, Vincenzo is out in the lobby right now serving drinks, and so feel free to tip him, tip the club. Do what you need to do to keep the club going. And we're going to have him come out here a little bit later and do a little something for us because he's just getting started in comedy. Maybe not. We'll just have him talk about the theater because that's kind of what he does. But he has his own podcast here with Annie every Wednesday at noon. So you go across the street, you grab your slices of pizza, you come over here, you grab your beer and your wine, and you sit in the audience and you watch Annie and Vincenzo go at it. It is fun. They're funny. They talk about any and everything under the moon. They've known each other for 10, 15 years, so they feel very comfortable with each other. They're like family, and they just go at each other, and it's funny and it's entertaining, it's provocative, and it's real and it's raw. So Wednesday at noon here at the Skip Town. Come down and check that out. Thank you guys for coming down. It's Thursday night. 7 o'clock is my show, 7 to 9. We on Color People's Time, so we start at 7:35. But we nevertheless we got it up and running, and we're gonna have some fun right now. I see Granison is in the audience. Crawford, give it up for Granison. He's gonna do a little time. Got Michael Pena. Give it up for Michael Pena is in the house. I see Chacarusco, and I see that's Charlie. That's Charles. Tina the Aqua Cat. Tina Aqua Cat with the cat hips. And Amanda, thanks for coming, Amanda Cohen. And the beautiful, the sexy, the Nordic track Mamba Queen, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house. Leslie Gay. Give it up for Leslie Gay. All right. We're going to close the show out today with a real dear friend of mine. Lana Turner is going to be here, and we're going to go deep into the industry and just talk some stuff. And she is right now finishing up her feature film, and she's very, very talented. She does music parodies and stand-up, and she's all around just a cool chick. So we love having her stop into the PodBrother Nation whenever she can. So without any further ado, I think we should really kick this thing off. How you feel? You guys feel like some comedy night? All right. So for you guys who do not know what's happening here with My Laugh is Comedy Club, basically we're going to have like a slew of comedians that I handpicked by choice, and they are going to do some time. We're going to record it, and then we're going to come back later, and we're going to do a special exclusive podcast interview with them, and then we're going to solicit for some tips. We're going to see how much tips they can get by the end of the podcast, and that is basically how that's going to work. We're tired of just like struggling our whole lives, and you got to be rich to finally like do a callback on how poor you were. But hell, man, we got bills now and we're hungry now. So why not get some tips along the way until you become famous? So that's what this is all about. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to bring to the stage Leslie. Are you ready? We want to get. All right. Before we bring Sam up, we're going to bring Leslie up right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady is one of the Nordic track fitness test dummies, and we met her on the Nordic track thing, and she was just like so awesome, so funny, keeping us just laughing the whole time, 6 o'clock in the morning. And I said, girl, you got to come down here and just get on the mic and do what you do, because you damn funny. And she's like, I never done anything like that before, but I'm going to come down and give it a shot. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to put your hands, your feet, your toes, your ears, your teeth, everything together and make some noise for her first time doing stand-up here at the Skip Town Playhouse, My Laughers Comedy Club. We're going to take your comedy cherry right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the very funny, the very sexy Leslie Gay, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together.
First of all, I just want to say thank you, Kimbro. I need to start taking you everywhere I go to introduce me, because these introductions, woo, I don't know how true they are, but they sound good. So when I apply for a job, I'm going to have Kimbro go ahead and say, coming up, your next applicant is, and everything else he has to say. So I got you, Kimbro, okay? Thank you guys for having me. This is my very, very first time ever being on stage. Hold on now, because I might not be as great as you guys think I am. I'm about to share something with you. It's earlier this week. I just lost my uncle, my daddy's brother. It's been very, very sad. Please don't feel bad for me, because let me tell y'all, for the next couple of days, it's about to be on and popping. When I say on and popping, I'm talking about family trying to get together, trying to organize it, who likes who don't like who's bringing what food, who's doing this, who's doing that, and it's already begun. We're in day 2 of the process, and my auntie, who is very, very cool, but let me just tell you a little bit about my auntie. My auntie travels with her own suitcase with liquor in it. Okay, because she don't want to just drink anybody's liquor, okay? She don't know if you're going to have the good stuff. She don't know what you're going to have. And so she's really petite, and she shows up to every family event with her suitcase. Shows up, sets up the bar, starts saying, what do you want, what do you want? That's too good for you. You can't drink that, but I got the cheap stuff over here. So she's already been on one. So the last couple of days, she's been sitting in the house. And she hasn't bought the suitcase because it was very unexpected. So she just showed up. But just randomly, as everybody's walking around the house, she somehow manages to have a cup that always has ginger ale in it. But it never smells like ginger ale. And towards the end of the night, as you start talking to her words slurring, and you know, I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but you know, in the black family, start getting messy. So now she want to tell everybody's business. You know, he didn't like you anyways. He like that other boy. Oh, you thought you was the favorite brother? So we all sitting around the house like trying to avoid her, like, don't look at me, don't look at me. Oh, look at me. We've had this process of trying to go through and pick pictures. What pictures do we want to have on an obituary? And my grandmother passed away last year, and so we all sent pictures to my uncle who's doing the obituary, because we thought we was making it. Well, when the obituary came out, you just seen like little body parts of the hand in the picture of my grandma. You see little pieces of hair first in there. You saw somebody's shoe. You're like, that's me. That's me. So, you know, it was kind of a family joke of like, well, let's see what body parts is going to make this obituary. So that process in itself is what's been assigned to me, which is I'm very happy, because it's easy enough. And, you know, dealing with death, it's very, very, very stressful. I'm okay. We're a very close family. And it's like I said, it's kind of interesting. I have a cousin that plays basketball that lives in Germany, and currently he's playing in the finals. And my uncle, who is the second to the oldest brother, went out to go support his son. And so we had to call my uncle and tell my uncle, hey, you know, your brother passed away. And so we're trying to figure out, like, hey, you know, we're trying to call my uncle in Germany. So we're on the phone trying to WhatsApp, Uncle, you there? And, he'd come on and he'd say, like, 2 words, and the sound would go off on, like, dang, okay, how are we going to get this message to this man that his brother is no longer here? And so finally, we get, like, for enough, like, maybe 10 seconds, he come on, and we're like, hey, Uncle, we got some bad news for you. And he's like, well, I wasn't at the game. What are you talking about? Somehow, someway, he thought that we found out that my cousin had already played. So we're having this conversation. He doesn't understand that what we're saying and what he's talking about is 2 different subjects. So we sit over here like, oh my God, Uncle, like it's so sad, and we're sorry about this. And he's like, what are you guys talking about? Who told you guys? How do you guys even know? And we're just like, what? Like, Uncle, what are you talking about? And I mean, it was crazy, it's sad at the same time because we're having two different conversations. He's talking about a basketball game, and we're talking about like your brother's no longer here, and so he's just like, you know. But anyways, enough about that part. I'm done. I don't have anything else to say.
Leslie, yay!
I just want to say you can find me on Instagram at Lady L Entertainment 1. And since I'm going to be here for a few times, I just got to get past this little rough patch real quick. How we get the tips now, because I'm going to need it for everybody who sees this podcast to go on ahead and support, because we got bills to pay. Okay? Bills to pay.
Yeah, no, we're going to set that all up.
Yeah,
We're
when
going
you
to
set it up, you have to let me know, because that's going to be every other word.
Because I want to give you plenty of time to like promote the tip podcast, so we can get hundreds of people on and hundreds of people tipping.
Because, Kimber, here's the problem. If we don't start getting these tips, I'm a little bit older. I'm going to have to turn into an old stripper now. And I don't know if y'all want to see all this in a two-piece, okay?
I do. I want to see it all in a two-piece.
I'm just saying.
Leslie. Okay, first of all, before you leave, don't leave yet, because I got a couple things I want to say. Number one.
Yes.
All right. I want to commend you on your courage for coming up and going for it.
I promised you I would come, and it's been I've been coming for 2 weeks. Let me just tell y'all this, but 2 weeks I've been Coachellaing like crazy, and so I just haven't made it. So
I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you did. Number two, as a comedian, for your very first time, to take on death as comedy material is bold. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Right out the box. She went right straight for the funeral material, which was very bold, and that's awesome. That's awesome. Usually, like out the box is something a little bit lighter, but you were very funny with the death material. That's very good.
I can't talk about nothing else right now, because that's what's on my mind.
That's what makes a good comic. When are you going to come back? We're here every Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah. Thursday. Okay.
Thursday.
All right. Cool. Leslie Gay, ladies and gentlemen. Leslie Gay. All right. We come down to
and
our.
I have better material.
That was good. That wasn't bad material. So don't discount it as being bad. You're going to have more material, is what you meant to say. You're going to have more material. Awesome. Leslie Gay, one more time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get to Lana Turner, who we're going to talk some shop, some showbiz later. But right now we have our last.